Hello, everybody. Hello, David.
Hello. Hello.
And we have everybody ready to talk in chat this time. Usually I don't even know you people are here until I start prompting you to say something.
It's as soon as we like that the countdown is a part of the stream. So like as soon as
That
that
makes
gets
sense.
going, like the chat opens. So yeah. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
excited.
Drumsoft says you can always type in the chat. Really? That's hard to imagine.
That might be true like on replays.
Okay.
That might be true. But obviously if it's not live then like you're not going to get any responses. But I think that might
Right.
be the case. Yeah. Um,
Oh, joining us from work. Okay, actually let me everybody says hello. Joining from work, we won't tell.
I might. I won't tell. I don't know. I actually don't know who you are. So
And you certainly don't know their boss.
yeah, it's fine. Your secret is safe on Twitch.
Yes. Okay, well, I think we probably have a lot of prototypes to get to, so we'll get into
Yeah.
that first, and then we can take questions at the end if needed. So if anybody has questions, you're...
This is this is a really good arrangement.
Boss is
Yeah.
also watching.
Hello, boss. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Well, yeah, because we have at least 44, maybe more by the end of the stream, prototypes that have been posted on the website. Let's get to
Let's do
showing
it.
them.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
It's probably going to take a little while. All right. Cool. All right. So Cat Herders 2, Cat Mania. Did you get to play the first Cat Herders last time?
No, I remember seeing it come through. I did not realize we were already on Cat Herders too. That's amazing. Is it a little bit like
And
how like the electric slide has like part two coming soon and then like it never like you had to
well,
like
and
look it up. It never actually plays at any weddings or anything. It's just sort of this like it's
right.
eventually going to happen. I
The answer to your question, Matthew, is no. I mean, you can, but it's not going to show up on the website any better than the first time it did. Anyway, sorry. It sounds like I don't know how to pronounce your screen name. Hibiki Seo? Do you think I'm right? Did get to play Cat Herders, I think. Okay.
After last year's fiasco, the judges were. Oh, that's the theme of the game. I was like, wait, what happened at last year? What was the fiasco?
I know that this is kind of party game level. It was like something people were especially happy to play late at night at the last Protospiel Online.
Yeah,
So
feels like a good like end of day someday game.
Yeah, and this one is both on playingcards.io and screen.gg. I think it was just playing cards last time, so we're adding a new platform.
Love it.
Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay. No more pictures, just the one picture, but yeah, we're looking for a publisher, but also considering self-publishing and that sort of thing. So cool.
Nice.
Up to 5 players. So it's not like a huge party game, and it doesn't require... I'm not sure. I don't remember what the original one did. I thought the original one also was in the prototype listing, but maybe not.
I think I don't know. I do not know.
It's in the April one. I could go back and look for it, but it would take a minute, so I won't do it right now.
Yeah.
But so that was Grant's game. And then this one's new to me. This is just in time from David Gregg. So David came He's one of the many Legion of Davids, and he came last time too with a different game. I think it was the only one game that he brought last time, and this time he has multiple. So okay, the time travel game. This is the time travel game I've seen him talking about.
Ooh, fun. Yeah. Yeah. I like the sound of this.
Very bright and colorful.
Yeah, I also like I love a board that's like unashamedly like not early 2000s Euro brown. Um give me some color. I love it.
Presentville Laboratory.
Very nice. Got a question from Drentsoft. Yes, you can put more than one prototype in the listing. As many as you want. Go wild.
Not more than one copy of the same one, but
yes,
multiple different games, definitely.
Yes. Yeah, this looks cool.
Hand management type game. Cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, it sounds like we'll have maybe at least 45 by the end of the stream. All right. Then this is Matt Sousey. I think I'm pronouncing it right, Matt. Matt Sousey's game. He was visiting us in our giveaway live stream, the last stream
I
that we ran.
Matt actually talked about this one a little bit on that stream. So if you want to hear straight from the designer about this game, you can check out that stream. But yeah, this one I'm gonna say this like over and over and over, like 45 times tonight. But like this does sound cool. Nearing complete. Oh, you can solo this one. I didn't realize.
Okay.
This was a soloable game. Very cool.
Set collection, tableau building, and worker placement.
Nice.
Cool. People are really using so this section at the bottom is what it would qualify for on your bingo card. So it looks like more of these listings have been using that. Then it's a very optional thing that you don't have to spend time filling out when you're making your prototype listing. But I don't know, maybe we got people, maybe the early adopters are more likely to have filled it out because they're not in a hurry. These are like, we're going from the first ones submitted to the ones most recently submitted today, in the way that we're reviewing these right now. So this one has been getting a lot of play on social media, actually. Our special guest, Monique, was specifically mentioning this one, like, there's a game called Emotional Intelligence at Protospiel Online, everybody. I'm very excited about this. Here for it. So
it's really...
that's great.
I am going to guess that Julie is a graphic designer because every image I've seen of this is really, really looks really good. Like
and
it's
not
just
easy
like
to create either.
No,
like, I look at that graphic, I'm like, I don't know how to create that graphic.
It's yeah, like it's like very intentionally designed and has like a really clear, appealing aesthetic. I'd love to check this one out.
Yeah, and also
she's
the
like
way
totally nailed the look.
The social deduction aspect of it. I mean, it's very bright and colorful for social deduction. Usually those are kind of like shadowy, you know? But this reminds me of a game that Jay Little made with his, or just the concept of it a little bit reminds me of a game he made with his students. So he's a professor at UW Stout, I think I'm saying that right, of game design. And several years ago, a class project was to make a game called Turing Machine, where some people are robots and some people are humans, and they have like different personality traits that they have to try to perform and get away with if they're a robot, if they're an AI, perform them. So it's kind of the personality trait part of it, and the fact that it's social deduction reminds me of that game. I think
That's
it
not this.
might be one that you could find on BGG, and it's actually somewhat published.
Well, I was just gonna say a game like just came out called Turing Machine. It's not the same thing, right? Because I think what you're
His was in a
describing
box
doesn't.
like this big, so I don't know.
This is like a standard size box, but it has. I haven't completely looked into it because I think it's the kind of game you can have spoiled. But it's like a kind of puzzle solving thing, and there's like cards that have holes cut out on them. Um, I
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
or it might be.
Um,
Oh, it's called the Turing test.
the
So
Turing
I'm
test.
misspeaking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here,
Yeah,
this is what it looks like.
the
Find
one
this to
the
you.
one that like just came out that is getting a lot of social media buzz. I'm pretty sure is called Turing Machine.
Gotcha. Maybe that's why I'm saying it too, because I've heard of it. But anyway, yeah, I'm a little off track.
Yeah.
Oops.
Inhuman Conditions also is a social deduction game with like a very cool aesthetic and like it's not quite as like Neon is the emotional intelligence game we were just looking at, but it definitely it's definitely more colorful than some of the other social deduction games.
This is what I'm talking about. A coffee bean game like this, like the emotional intelligence game.
Coffee Bean might be the publisher.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you have a lot of different. It's also got that it's personality test themed too, where there's all those different aspects of personality that are being touched on to make different combinations, like reminding me of Myers-Briggs or something like that.
Yeah. It's cool.
Cool.
Good stuff.
I think my biggest question here is that you have the same personality the whole game, or is it like a round-based thing? I'm not sure which one I would guess. Okay. Then the next one is from Kat and George Dreyer of Dreyer Inc. And this one looks, very dimensional and colorful.
Yes, please.
And a mushroom maze is a fun theme. Oh my goodness, I have an indoor hydroponic garden and I think it's infested with aphids, so I need to collect the aphids. I don't know how it happened. I'm learning how to garden, everybody. It's a slow process.
This looks so great. Winner has to collect aphids and complete mushroom missions.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, cool. We have a video here. I'm not going to watch videos on this stream, but it's cool that you can kind of see which ones are worth digging into, where you can watch some videos, because that's also a very optional thing that not a lot of people are going to put on there. Not a lot of people are going to have a video that they want to share at this stage, but if you do, you can share it. So
yeah, mushroom missions. Give me some of that.
I'm gonna clip that, David, and replay that to like frame you in different situations.
No. That's fine.
Send it to your boss. Yeah. A different kind of mushroom mission. I think Knock was also at April 2022, but I didn't get to play it. Did you?
No, I have not played this. John and I were paired up in the buddy match though, and we had a call last week, I think. And we talked about it a little bit, and it sounds really interesting. Um, you're all playing as like you're trying to like recruit spies into different agencies, and um, there there's like incentives for kind of working together a little bit to like build sets that um, benefit multiple people at the table, but you kind of want to have it work more in your favor than other folks, but like you do need to like play with the people you're with in interesting ways.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
those
doing
kind
a
of games are
horrible
challenging
job explaining it, but it's
challenging to design. So I'll be really curious to see how he approaches it.
yeah. Right, so you share one of these loyalties each with the players to your right and your left.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
it's like just the people you're next to that you're working with. So it's almost like in that
Between two cities.
yeah, like just in that one way, it's a little bit like between two cities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think
Okay.
otherwise, in terms of gameplay, the way John was describing it, it's not like that. But yeah, I love some well designed semi co op.
Very good. Yeah, we have a lot. I'm still seeing a lot of bingo things tagged. So, yeah, and the idea there would be, especially as you're getting like close to a bingo, sometimes on Sunday or whatever, you need one more thing. This
Mhm.
makes it possible to click and see. I don't want to get out of order here, but like if you click these, you would find everything that is at August that's semi-cooperative. Or actually, it should be the history of everything ever semi-cooperative, but the August stuff would be at the front. There are still some bugs in the system, and it may not be everything. It may only be recent things, but it will be recent things at least. And then this is also John's other game. Did you also talk about this one?
We didn't. John mentioned it very briefly, but we did not. I don't think we went too much into depth with this one.
Oh, this
Um,
one sounds like it could be in a series with Drensoff's game,
mhm.
uh, The Royal Kitchen.
Yes,
This one looks, yeah,
really
like
good.
probably lighter than the other game. Do you
Yes,
think?
I think that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. This one also has 2 videos.
Whoa.
Overachiever.
Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what this word means? I don't know if I know what this word means.
Plutocrat.
Mhm.
Um,
You can always ask
there was
Google, I suppose.
probably a time in my life where I knew where that meant. Um,
I'm gonna ask Google.
back back before back before I went on a few mushroom missions, I knew what that meant. Person whose power derives from their wealth.
Okay. That makes sense.
You're the scion of wealth and power, but you've had an epiphany.
You
Oh,
have to.
you know what this? There's a game where you like inherit your family's fortune, and like you have to. It's like the person who spends it all the fastest, I think, is like the winner. And I can't remember what the game is, but you just have to buy like as much useless stuff as possible. And this is
Because
kind of
what, you won't
sounding.
get to keep the money unless you have spent it,
I
or
don't know. I think it's like mostly just funny to like spend enormous amounts of fake money on trash. But this is kind of reminding me a little bit thematically of that. Um, There was also a game I had when I was younger that was like a licensed Simpsons game called Loser Takes All, and it kind of played a little bit like um, Monopoly, except like you wanted to be the player to go bankrupt first.
Oh,
So like
okay.
all the stuff you wanted to buy up properties that you couldn't afford and things like that. I don't know if Loser Takes All is like a actual game, and then this was just like a Simpsons like IP slapped on top of it, or if it was
Mm-hmm.
like specifically designed around that IP. But um, yeah, I like the sort of race to the bottom mechanic is fun.
It's based on a movie, The Loser Takes All. So here, let me pause
Or
just for a second.
plutocrats might be.
Okay. So for bingo, if a game is early enough in design that it's still abstract, but one has a potential theme idea, is it okay to put both abstract and the potential theme for bingo? Yeah, I think really the rules for bingo are
There are no
it
rules.
there are the rule is that it's the designer's call.
It's not
So
that many
like the play
rules.
tester to fill out the rule is you have to play somebody else's game and it can't be your game, and they have to agree that their game fits that description. So you don't have to have filled out the bingo stuff on your prototype listing for somebody to be able to use your game for bingo. Of course, they
Yeah.
just have to play your game, and they should ask you, hey, I think this game is a farming game. Do you think that's a stretch or do you think it's true, and if the designer agrees with you, then you can. So if and I'm you're very much encouraged to, as the designer, be open about that. You know what I mean? I know for myself, I don't do I have my bingo right? Yeah, I have it right here from this is from April. When I
Mm.
fill it out, I print it out so that I can put people's names on it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'll actually write and kind of keep it as a keepsake whose game was which. And so that's why you might kind of care if you if you agree that your game is that, because your game would be written maybe on somebody's, like, how I
Yeah.
remembered your game is that it's a this or that kind of game, and if it's not, that's maybe kind of ridiculous. But to get the bingo prize pack, you only have to have one square filled in. So like getting bingos gets you more entries in the giveaway, where we give away gift cards for online retail and $40 gift certificates for Protospiel Online. So you care about getting bingo so you can have more entries and have more chance to win those things, but you can have anything in the bingo prize pack just for participating at all, if that makes sense.
We did get a sort of question slash comment. I still don't get bingo. Can we do like a very fast overview of how to participate in bingo?
Sure.
I don't want to get us too far
No, it's okay. This is
off the thing,
also
but it's a good question.
this is also a Q&A. So, and since you asked it right now, let me
Yeah, I mean we
see
were
if I
on the
can show
topic of
you the
bingo and it
Discord.
came up.
So, first of all, it's a continue press. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, I have to be logged in because I'm in Firefox and I have to log in. Okay,
Firefox.
just a second. Oh, you turned it off for me. That was nice of you.
What did I do?
No, maybe I did it. I don't know. There's so much going on. Give me a second. I want to show you how to.
I also love this like sort of side chat that's happening now. Matthew is playing Mario Party and has been polling the chat on which character he should be. Waluigi won, which I think is absolutely the right call. But we got some votes for Princess Peach, also a good choice. Good stuff. Are you doing the like Mario Party for on the Switch, like the new one that came out, new-ish one?
This was more complicated than I expected it to be. Just a second. Gotta love the two-factor authentication. It keeps you safe. It's important.
It does. It keeps you safe.
But it means you need your phone handy sometimes when it's not handy. Okay. Get to bingo.
Yeah, Mario Party tends to bring out the worst in people. This has been my experience.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Those games are brutal.
Why do you feel that way about it? Like,
You've never been burned in Mario Party?
I just don't care. It just doesn't feel brutal to me. It's like such a silly game.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Some of those games are I mean, it's like all sort of intentionally unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just playing to see what will happen.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It's been a really long time since I've played one of those. And I don't think I ever played with like a large group of people. It always seemed like it'd be really fun to do that.
Yeah.
But I never got the chance to do that. All right. So this is how you get your bingo card. You have to go to the bingo channel in Discord, click here. And sure, I'll show you what happens when you click here. You put in your name. Oops, whatever. And honestly, it's okay for there to be like a gajillion cards. I'm not even... You can remake your card if you don't like what you get. So it makes this random card for you. This is your own personal card. If you see a bunch of games on here that you're like, I hope I don't have to play. I hate pressure luck. Like, oh, I really hate that. I don't want to have to do that. You can make a new one by clearing the card. It's been a while since I've done this.
New?
Or new. Yeah, new. Yeah, leave and get a new card. Then you have to say your name again. Like that. Generate a new card. But whenever once you start using a card, don't generate a new one after that. So keep going until you're like, I'm happy with this. I'm going to start from here and go forward. Just have the one card. You can use this to mark things off. You can save this link and just do it digitally if you want. But a lot of people, if you have a printer, you might enjoy printing it out. It might just be a little bit easier to keep track of if you have it and you can write on it. But because, of course, if I do this, I can't write people's names on it or which game I meant for that or whatever. So that's why I like to print it out. But if you don't have a printer, you can still play in browser. And then it shows you here, choose this and say print. And choose save to PDF when and save it when you want to submit it at the end. And there is a link here as well as here for submitting your bingo card. Oh yeah, you need to be logged in. And again, I'm in a different browser, so I'm not logged in. But you can see the prizes too. And there's just a file upload space in that form where you can put everything. So in this question, sure, you can. Nobody will know if you swapped it, as long as it really meets the criteria. Like sometimes it might. I play on hard mode personally. I give myself a challenge, right? Because I'm not actually trying to get entries. I'm just playing bingo for fun. But I will just pick something about the game and I'll try to stick to it. But I definitely also have been very tempted to be like, oh, but I just want to get everything on my card. I don't really care about getting the bingo. I want to get to record everybody on my card. And so sometimes I'll rearrange them for that reason. It wasn't a question. The only way to play bingo is for blood.
Gosh. Huh? Oh my gosh.
All right. Settle down.
We should let's look at some games.
Yes, but hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah.
Yes. So this one has come back several times. It's a battle card game, right?
Yes, I have
I've
played this one.
I have played this one too. It's very dark and it's very card battle-y. So I'm not a
Yeah.
card battling kind of person. So I have been kindly asked to not worry about playing this one again. Because I'm just not the audience for it. But that's okay. I don't have to be
Yeah,
the audience for every game.
I really liked this one. It's based on the Morkborg IP, which is like a open source grimdark fantasy thing, but it doesn't take the usual approach to grimdark because it's like everything is like neon pink and yellow and bright and like electric colored. Um,
but but there are kind of dark, disturbing
oh yeah, no,
images, right? But
it's
yeah,
definitely like grimdark, but it's like grimdark that has
it's very
like
80s. I don't know.
yeah, like yeah. It's an interesting aesthetic, but the game itself is pretty fun. Plays a lot like Magic and things like that, but it has a fun. Um, there's like a fun, unique mechanic attached to it that I really enjoyed. That I'm not remembering exactly how it worked off the top of my head, but it stood out as like a fun, cool thing that it did differently.
For sure. Yeah, if you like Magic, right, you'd be a good tester for that game.
Oh yeah, totally.
If you don't
Or
understand Magic, you might have a little harder time like getting caught up
yeah,
in playing it. Yeah, this
yeah.
game's boring. Nobody likes this game.
I would absolutely skip this. It's trash.
um, yeah, so we've heard that not a lot of people have actually gotten to play this game because
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah. The secret thing about roommates is that it doesn't actually exist. The entire thing is just like a really long and elaborate, expensive con. Um, yeah, no,
This
this
is
is
about. I think this one's about Brazen Crown. Yeah, in for it.
yeah, yeah,
Horror. So,
yeah. No, the horror one is not a reference to roommates.
are you sure?
Um, no,
The horror of eating chocolate chip cookies from the trash can.
that's not in there anymore. I cut that
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, this is back. Roommates is a zombie 4X game based during um, a time of global crisis and conflict. Um, Super serious, and there's a lot of historical accuracy in Chrome that you need to study up on before playing. It's a mid entryway game about people who live together and are cooking food. Um, been working on this for a few years, and it's getting really really close to done at this point. Um,
Cool.
yeah,
So yeah, if you want to play, it might be the last time you'll have it at Protospiel Online. I guess we'll see what happens, because this did win the Cardboard Edison Award for physical copies. There were 2 tracks, physical and digital, and so usually that means that a publisher comes along for a game. So that's the phase that David's in, and it might not be available for playtest anymore after something changes, right? Yes.
yeah.
That's
We'll
true. The
see.
game is good.
We'll see. Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of it. I really like roommates.
This was a game that Roger was talking about in the, if anybody caught the replay from within the attendees of the buddy match, Roger was talking about this arachnid game being inspired by like the vacuum apocalypse of that his wife kills spiders with vacuums and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So cooperative about spiders living in a missile silo.
I was wondering why. I was like looking at the board of this and I hadn't seen the full description, and like I saw that it was about like spiders and stuff. And I was looking at the board and I was like, why is there a missile silo?
It's a mashup.
Like, did he not update the art or something? What's happening? And I like didn't realize that they're like a colony of spiders living in a missile silo.
So I'm not sure if they're like mutant spiders or if they're just spiders.
Sort of sounds like they're just regular spiders
that are just like super smart, kind of like Pinky and the Brain or something like that. Because I don't think regular spiders like know how to launch missiles.
Are they launching?
Yeah, yes.
The spiders are launching the missiles.
It says they're fending off a constant barrage of critters, and they want to launch a new age of arachnids before the Hoover bot destroys the web. Oops. Whoa.
You are a regular spider.
I've been listening. I don't know how many people who are watching this can relate to the Adventure Zone, but today we're on the most recently released episode, which is a live show about really bad at being superheroes, basically bad at hiding that they're superheroes, and one of them is he's Opera Man, and he just keeps saying, I'm a regular guy. So it reminds me of I'm a regular spider. So,
amazing.
Okay, so you're explaining some of the details after.
Eat bugs, scorpions, etc. Great. I'm in.
Okay.
I love it.
Wait, did we quite manage to show this comment? I'm not sure if it got if I tried to click it and it moved.
It was up for a second. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, this sounds fun.
Yeah, it says they're not regular spiders. They're intelligent spiders. Cool.
The alpha spider is chosen. Oh, so that's kind of interesting. Like, I feel like that's a thing. If I'm reading, my assumption about what that means is correct. Never mind. I think I was going to make up something that isn't necessarily true.
Oh, okay. I think that it's interesting. He actually calls it out, alpha spider. So this must be the strategy for solving the alpha player problem.
That's what I was like assuming that maybe meant.
Called out, but it changed.
Yeah.
But whose turn it is to be that person is supposed to change.
That's a fun way to tackle that. I feel like this is a question that comes up a lot in like the Break My Game conversations that happen over in that server, like questions about like how to design around alpha gaming and things like that, and it's an interesting problem.
Yeah, I mean, that is a conversation that my husband and I have a lot, which is just like you can't design a game around people being rude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like
the solution is fire your friends.
Right. Yeah.
You've got bad friends.
People can be rude about any kind of game,
it's not
really.
True.
But, yeah. Yeah. Well, there might be
there
literally are just some people that you shouldn't play those games with, or you should. I think some of the problem, honestly, people want to blame the alpha player, and I kind of have the spicy take that it's your fault for not telling them that they're doing that to you. I think a lot of people don't like lay back in the cut, and they don't want to. They don't want to say that they feel you're stomping on them, right? Or they act like they don't have an idea for solving the problem, even though they do have one, but they don't speak up to say so. So the alpha person doesn't even know that they're talking over the top of people or whatever, because people don't tell them that's what they're doing. But what? Waluigi to game night.
Amazing.
Great. Do you think I'm pronouncing that correctly? Griot?
Griot,
maybe?
I don't know. That's a good question.
And I think this
Ooh.
is Sean, right?
Yes, that is true.
So
Sean came to Protospiel Online a few
I met
events ago, I feel
Sean in
like.
real life at Protospiel, Michigan.
Oh, cool.
So that would be how he found out about Protospiel Online. And it has been a while since he's come, but we're excited to have him back.
Yeah, I feel like I met him at an event one time, but yeah, this sounds great.
Very cool.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, again, one player absolutely singing my song. I love it.
Okay. Variety of nations and in Africa and throughout history.
Yeah,
Cool.
this sounds great. Awesome.
Expect delays.
Expect
Whose game is
delays.
this? Patrick Brennan. I think this is somebody that's new to me. Do you know this person?
I do not. I don't recognize that name. Does it come in a bag? Is that a bag? What is
It
that in the photo?
kind of looks like a
Is it like
bag,
a
but it
little,
also looks like it could be made out of paper. I'm not sure.
kind of looks like the Bananagrams bag, like a little zip up pouch. But
Mm-hmm.
none of those components look like they would go in a bag, so I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it kind of looks like a fanny pack, doesn't
it does. Take trains
it?
out of service.
About the joys of public transit. Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of like abandon all artichokes, maybe, in the
Yes.
deck disassembly.
Yes.
Okay, it's the
Yeah,
fanny pack game
it looks like a
officially.
fanny pack, right? That would be amazing if this game came in a fanny pack. That would be like an immediate buy for me.
Very cool. And we have one of the designers of this game in the chat right now. So this has a very fancy logo made for it.
I don't think I've ever seen the logo for this. Is that new?
It feels new to me as well. So
Yeah.
This one has been brought, not necessarily every, and yeah, it is new. Okay, not necessarily every time you all have come to Protospiel Online have you played this, but it was what you had with you the first time you came, and it's been a while now. You've been bringing it back. I can't remember. Maybe you remember the first event that you came to. It's lost in the middle somewhere for me. I can't remember. Excited for this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have never played. I've played like lane defense games, like video games, but I even though there's like a bunch of them out there, like lane defense board games, I've never actually played one.
Okay.
And this does sound really fun. Yeah, I remember hearing that like it's gone through a handful of fairly big changes since he started bringing it, which is great. Really good stuff.
Yeah, and I know kind of I'm assuming it's still true that the central kind of reason for making this game is you had a world of characters that had kind of arisen from an RPG that you had played, and you were taking those characters and putting them into this game. Am I remembering that right? And is that still kind of the big ask for this game, to let those characters live on in some way that other people can enjoy them? Yeah. Got it. So, and that's kind of a cool way. You hear people talk about, oh, people have developed this like complex world and then they're making a game about it. And I think there was an episode of Building the Game where Jonathan Chaffer, who's a regular at Protospiel Online, was talking about, I always get a little nervous when people say that they have this whole big world that they've developed for the game or whatever. And this way of creating a world is kind of interesting. You weren't creating a world just so you could make the game. You were playing it like it just arose from some other thing you were doing, but it's cool enough, to make something else out of it. So it's not necessarily like a ton of hopes are hanging on it or anything, right? Like you only made it for the sake of the game. Or like also I was mentioning the Adventure Zone, right? They played RPGs on a podcast, and then when they like the story enough that comes out of it, they make it into a graphic novel. And that's kind of just a cool way of creating stories and stuff. A nice side effect of role-play games. Okay, so Scrapbots is like cousins with Robot. What is that called? Robot.
The one we saw earlier, or are you going to say something different?
That was the one I was going to say. It was like the second one in the list. It was Robot Something League. I feel like I'm forgetting the middle word. Anyway, but they're competing for the robot fans at Protospiel Online this time.
Mm-hmm.
Card duel.
Lots of 1v1 games this time around. I feel like more than usual. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making that up.
Yeah. Seems like it to me. Very nice art.
Yeah, the art's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the little cardboard box with a knife.
And yeah, it's been mistreated. It said this side up, and they didn't listen, and so now it has a knife. Right. It's Arena Robot. There's a Arena Robot League. So Robot League, yes, but Arena Robot League is what I was trying to remember.
I want to play this one. I already know what this one is, and I think I saw a sell sheet go up for it a day or two ago.
Okay.
And I know it says age is 8+, but oh wow.
It's the pretend world you want to live in.
It sounds very much up my alley. I am in the 8+ age range. That's correct.
Right.
But like I don't know. It's just the theme is like sounds fantastic. The sell sheet was just like saying a lot of things that were just really, really what I wanted to read. So
a game you want to see made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely want to take a photo of a great white shark. Are you kidding me?
There's some like picture I have saved on Pinterest and things that I think are funny, and it's like a shark coming up out of the water, and the person is like pushing it over. It's like, ugh. And excuse me, I was taking a picture of the water. The way.
Protospiel shark torch. Yeah, let's do it. We actually weren't gonna announce it on the stream, but like one of the giveaway prizes is a shark sighting trip. We're gonna fly you out to wherever there's sharks. I don't know where are there sharks. The ocean. I don't know. Where's the place to go see sharks? Where do you go see sharks? We're gonna send you there, and you can go look at some sharks on us.
Vaguely werewolf themed.
No, we did not have the budget to send the organizer. It's just you.
Yeah.
You're just going along. It's just you and the sharks.
Is this a prize or?
Yeah, it's a prize. I'd take that prize if I got it. But yeah, we're not going to be there with you. So let us know how it goes.
What's fun? Like, I literally have swam with sharks. Isn't that funny? Like, you probably would not think that was true of me, right? But I
believe it. I believe it.
They were like nice sharks, though. They were just like kind of almost bottom feeding. Like they were just hanging out.
Sharks are generally pretty chill. They don't want to. They're not trying to meet people. Okay, wild. This is gonna go super late. We are not going fast.
Okay.
See, another 2-player game.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
This one, there was a secret conversation about this card game. And Adam was a little bit worried that it was an uncompelling theme for people, but I think that he's got nothing to worry about. Vaguely werewolf themed. I think it's not all, it's were things, not all wolves.
Oh.
Is my understanding. Yes.
Yeah, I think like honestly like the range of themes that we see at Protospiel is very, very wide. So I think I have a hard time thinking of a game that would just like absolutely fall flat and wouldn't.
If it was like a mean theme, like
yeah,
if it was going a little bit far on the like, this is about murdering women and burying their bodies or something like that, you know, like people might not like that.
Egregiously like in poor taste. Like, yeah, that probably, but like.
But then again, I've played the Bloody Inn. It is about murdering people, and the way it's handled it's a very interesting game. I don't hate it actually, but it's not.
Well, I mean, when I'm looking at this, like, we definitely get like 2-player card battlers, and we have a lot of people who are like very much experts at like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon TCG, like all that kind of stuff. Like we do have a lot of people who come who like have played those games in a serious capacity and like can talk about those systems pretty like with like a good amount of like knowledge. So you'll get all kinds of folks playing this, like people who don't play a lot of those types of games and then people who do. So I don't feel like this is out of place at all.
Hi, Tanner.
Hello, Tanner.
Well, and you also, as you're making calls for playtesters based on the way it works in our server, you can. I told you I was politely asked to not play a Brazen Crown anymore because I'm not the audience. So you can say like, I do want people who are like who are the audience, or I'm interested to play with people who aren't the audience to kind of, because I'm exploring, I'm thinking about that. You can go either way. We're going pretty slow, Tanner.
We are going to be here all night. Man.
All right. It's okay.
All right.
We're making it. We have to give everything its time in the sun. So
let's keep this train moving.
Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Panchayat?
Oh. Ooh. I don't know. We're going to have to ask Andy this weekend. I have seen this one come up, though, before. And I can't remember where I saw this. This might have been submitted for Cardboard Edison. That is maybe where I saw this come through. Um, but I remember
Pythonism.
seeing the board where like you're playing things in this grid, like building up the um, building things adjacent to the farm or the river. Um,
Okay.
kind of in like a city building. We mentioned Between Two Castles earlier. Like it kind of, from what I can tell, has like a little bit of that same kind of gameplay where you're the adjacency of things in your city next to each other is important. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the video I've watched actually of it.
Okay.
Um, buildings that you do not choose to build can be chosen by your opponents.
Interesting.
That's fun. That's tasty.
Oh, another robot game. So last time it was crypto. Now maybe this time robots are the dominant theme. Oh, this is, I was mentioning Jonathan and Jason
Oh,
is
I didn't know they were making a game together.
is the host of that podcast I was mentioning, building the game. So, yeah, I think it's vaguely Nintendo themed,
I was gonna
and
say, yeah.
and they would be hoping to pitch it to actually somebody who does have access to that IP, ideally. But he was talking about this recently in a chat that I was part of, where Jason was saying, Nintendo does license things out, but there are very picky, weird things about it that might make this impossible to work. But I don't know.
I
It sounds like Jonathan maybe has more hope for some reason and pulled it out. It's something they've been working on for a long time, and he kind of pulled it out from the
I
shelf.
recently had a conversation that with someone who because
Okay.
I mentioned in a very casual way that like if I ever wanted to do an IP game, the only IP I feel like I have any knowledge of with any degree of authority would be Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And this person was very quick to be like, "You will never make a Zelda game because Nintendo will never let you do it." And it like came from a place of like I know that like this person was like, "Nintendo will never let you make a game with their IP because Nintendo of Japan has it locked down,
Got
and
it.
it's never going to happen." So unless you work at Nintendo of Japan,
But or maybe he's got an idea for making it fun without the IP. Like
yeah,
I
I
don't see
think there's
why that
lots you
has
could
to be,
do. It doesn't need to be tied to Nintendo. I don't think.
yeah,
Yeah,
to be fun. There's a
no.
somebody else who has come to some Protospiel Onlines, but it's been a while, is Matt Arnold, and he was part of I can't remember the name of the game, so I apologize for that, but part of a Kickstarter where you were building out this map sort of with puzzle pieces, and it was very Zelda-y.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. What do you say? Well, oh yeah, right, but that's what they were saying. It can't be like the video game, I think is what Jason was saying. Like they will let you use
Yeah,
their characters in this Monopoly fashion, right? But not
but even that, they're like starting to get like they're locking down on that stuff too. Nintendo was so weird about their IPs. Um, yeah, like they won't even let you stream their stuff on on Twitch without sending you like a cease and desist. They're so.
oh, weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's an exaggeration, but there was a while where they were like going after like streamers for like playing their stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've backed off a bit, but they're so aggressive. Um, but I am a sucker for their games.
What's interesting is, I don't know, maybe it's just really stuck in my brain. Ambition Rome sounds
It
familiar
sounds
to
so
me,
familiar.
but
I
Zach
was thinking the same
Parnass
thing.
does not sound familiar. That the
Zach does
designer's
sound
name.
familiar to me.
Okay.
Um, I don't know
But
why this one sounds.
pocket territory control game.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Mikey Beiji's game.
Mm.
do you say? It's been at the last couple of Protospiels. Okay, so I've seen it, but not gotten a chance to play it. So that's why the name sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Got to play it last time.
1v1. You know, it's good because like occasionally we'll have these moments where like folks are like in LFG and they're trying to fill like a game. They're like, I need 5 people. It's like that's sometimes really hard to do. But like filling a 2-person game is very easy usually.
Got it.
So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see that player count spread.
Okay, planning to publish it themselves.
Nice.
Cool. And again, yeah, lots of bingo stats being included. People are getting used to using that section, I guess. I think that when Kenneth said he was new to Protospiel, April 2021 was also, I think, the first time I released the ability to post to this thing. And not a lot of people use bingo then, but... So, Christian is easy to pronounce. I'm not sure how you pronounce an O with a slash through it like that, but Hoig has the distinction of being badge holder number 1.
No way.
Discovered and had never come before either. Like, just happened to discover us from somewhere. I'm actually not sure.
As the badges went on sale.
Yeah, actually before they had gone on sale, as we were building them, and he like snuck in there.
Amazing.
Found like a hidden page or a page we meant to have hidden and bought one. So I
love that.
Remember him for that. Yeah. Langskip.
Build the ultimate longship. Yes, I will. I just might. This sounds great.
Sounds like he very much has the right to talk about this cultural theme. Sounds like
that's probably true
for the world.
Very cool. Oh, is it? Oh, it's cool. A racing game. Oh, racing to see. Okay, never mind. I'm just like picking out. I'm at the part of the evening where like reading comprehension is going to get increasingly challenging. Close to finished. Awesome.
Yeah, very fun. Oh yeah, this looks very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, bluffing. I wouldn't have thought so until I saw it here. What is Radio Killer? Oh. And I do know how to pronounce Shay's name because Shay recorded an introduction for himself. So yeah, I know I'm getting it right. Yeah. So, oh yeah. And this is about a...
Oh, what? Survive a death trap laid by a famous recording artist.
Kind of like a serial killer? Game about a serial killer?
Interesting. And it's like specifically like just 4 players?
Tanner is Shay's mentor. But what did you say, David?
It looks like it's like exclusively 4 players, I think is what I saw on the thing.
Yes.
Cool.
That is difficult, right? Only for now. Difficult to find, like, also once it's published, you know, if you need exactly 4 people to play a game, that means it'll get played less often than other things, but nobody has won yet. Right. And it's a...
We can make it work though. We'll
yeah.
We will find playtesters.
Oh yeah, at our event, you'll be able to find 4. You're a little bit more on hard mode, like David was saying. When you only need 2 people, it's easier, but 4 is definitely doable, and exactly 4 is doable. And depending on, it sounds like you're probably not going to be able to play, like you won't want to ever play, most likely, in your own playtest, because you're trying to figure out if this is a cooperative game. Is this right? No, it doesn't say cooperative anywhere. But it gives me the impression it's cooperative when you say nobody has ever won it yet. No, not cooperative. But just, whatever the win condition is hard to achieve, I guess, is your point. So you wouldn't want to, play yourself because you know things about the game and you're trying to test and see if it's winnable, right? So, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Very cool.
Everybody usually does lose. It sounds like so far. Got it.
That's fun. That's fun. Cool.
Open road. There's no this, I feel like I'm being slightly punked by this image on this. There's no game. It's just a concept.
Look, if I can make up a fake game and like convince people that
Also, this one, yeah, goes up to a lot of players. Very rough prototype. Cool.
That's, you know what? That's awesome.
Okay, cool.
I'm a big fan of like playing a game that is just like brand new.
Okay, it sounds like a game that needs to be made, Tanner.
Oh wow. Bring nothing to play. No, this sounds really. This game is meant to be medium/heavyweight, but already underwent one major revision in favor of something that involved less math.
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. Worker placement.
Oh, Matthew's playtested it.
Okay. Oops. So we know it is a game. Well, we're fighting over this, I
yeah,
think.
we're both trying to drive. Cool.
Speculate. Nick Frederick. Interesting. A puzzly card.
Put your perception skills
it's
to the
thematically
test.
appropriate that we were fighting over driving on the last game.
Ooh, puzzle-like card game. Yes, please. I will take one. Please. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Tanner's very busy.
Look
at Tanner being a mentor. This is also a cool game. Yeah. Well, good for you, Tanner, being a mentor. Tanner is somewhat new to game design world. Showed up around 2020 and sees that there's still opportunity to be a mentor, which is really good. That helps them have plenty of mentors. People not thinking like, oh, I need to be like super seasoned. But Tanner's some steps ahead of the really new people. Has one game signed so far, which is really exciting. Giving you love your children equally, right, Tanner? Yeah. Yes. equally. Loves them equally.
Wow.
Cool.
I still need to, I like
I love this owl.
this game has been like so elusive for me. Every time it goes up, I'm like either doing something or I'm in another game or I'm like running LFG, but like I think it's been like a year now that I've wanted to play Opacity and I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Okay, so this is another word that is like you're living in an oligarchy.
Yes.
Which would be owls living in a small group of owls having control over a country, organization, or institution. So just the fact that like it's kind of similar to that other was it plutocracy or something like that, where it's also like a small group of people with control, but just kind of another flavor of it, right?
Yeah.
Because they have money in the other case, and it could be for any reason in this case.
Yeah.
Yay.
Um,
Zoe has a lot. There's going to be a batch of several of Zoe's games.
yeah, I think we're gonna do like it's gonna be like the Zoe Power Hour for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try this so bad.
Yeah, I love the little owl illustration for this game.
Yeah. I think just like packing a sort of legacy-like experience into what I'm pretty sure. I think at this point it's still like mostly just a deck of cards. There might be a few tokens, but like, the way it sounds like it kind of creates a narrative and a story just from like a very limited amount of components is very cool to me. So I really want to see how it plays out.
Yeah. What's funny is that I know Zoe does a lot of playtesting. You just have bad luck, I guess, David.
It's just like horrible timing. I also like, and Brad is another one. Like Zoe's got like like 10 games at this point, and I've only played like 3 of them, but they've all they've been so good. And like Brad is another one that I have not tried yet. I think this one started as the concept was to be like a 4X that didn't like 4X mechanics in a game that didn't really feel like a 4X.
Okay.
Like it kind of recontextualizes the 4X's into a game that I believe is just about like making bread.
Or making, but again, well, it says that you need bread to quell unrest, but it was from a microfiction game jam. Interesting. I actually have a question about what microfiction game jam means. Does it mean that
I have no idea.
You had to write a microfiction to go with your game, or there was microfiction that had been written and you had to make a game to go with that? Curious. Pick up and deliver. Cool. Another Zoe game.
I have played this one. This is one of the 3. I think 3, 4.
I think I played this one too, but it's very different now.
It's changed a lot. It's changed a lot since I've played it.
This might be the one that I played like the very first time it was available.
Yeah.
What do you have the answer?
Microfiction is intended to be a yearly game jam where people write and submit very short format games on a theme just for fun. Cool.
Okay, so it's kind of taking like the game is a microfiction. It in and of itself is like a microfiction because it's short form, just like microfiction would be short form. I see.
Yeah, I mean this one like I love a good logic puzzle, and this one felt like a game implementation of those like logic puzzles that you do where it's like a grid, and there's like I'm gonna do a horrible job explaining this, but it's like a grid of like there'll be like names on one side and then like a bunch of things along the top.
This person is to the left of that person.
Yeah, and then you check off the boxes.
And that person likes
this person doesn't. Right. This person likes this, and this, but doesn't like that. Yeah, right. It feels like playing a co-op version of that, or at least it did in the version I played.
Okay.
It's really cool, and it has like in the way that a lot of Zoe's games do. It has just like a really interesting interplayer dynamic.
Okay, it's semi-cooperative.
Yeah, but it does weird, fun things with that.
I think this is the newest one.
This one's pretty new. Have not played this yet.
Parasitic Ai.
The art is super fun for this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like I've seen... I'm actually a little confused about this because I saw Zoe posting all this art for an art challenge, but I didn't think this game was being worked on at the time. So I wonder if they just took art.
I think Zoe was working on the game in a very loose way at that point. Like the idea for the game was there, but I don't think there was a game yet.
Okay.
But I think in the last few weeks it's like come together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Maximize profits for the machine. Yeah, I'd love to try this.
Or maximize profits for the machine. Okay.
Is that the end of the?
That might be the end of the Zoe verse for this time.
I love it.
Here's another David M. I'm gonna get confused. As I said, there's a legion of Davids. Well, there's another Zoe game.
Great. Perfect. Push your luck game with ambitions and guilt. I already have
too much guilt.
Too many ambitions and too much guilt.
Area majority game. Okay. Oh, Macbeth. That's cool.
A fun thing with my friends and I that I get made fun of a lot is I am at this point I think I'm just unable to differentiate between Macbeth and Hamlet. Like I know they're like very different plays and completely different things happen in them, but I could not tell you which one is which. Like you could tell me a plot point of either play and it could happen in either. I don't know. I don't know the difference between these two plays.
I actually don't think I've seen Macbeth. Hamlet was done at my high school, I'm pretty sure.
One of them's got witches in it.
You don't know which one?
I don't know which one.
Do you know what Outdam spot is from?
No. It's
To Be or Not to Be?
No, it's all of these are from one of them. I don't know. I've read both of them, but I could not like tell you the plot of either.
Oh, you've actually read them and you can't?
Oh my! I've read and seen both of them.
Oh wow!
And I've seen like movie adaptations of both of them. Like I've seen them on stage
and
film, and I
like face blindness for Macbeth.
Yeah, or maybe just like for like overrated plays. Spicy takes.
Do you Yeah, is that why you think you can't tell the difference between them, because you find them both boring?
I think maybe. But this game sounds great. Enough
Walking it back.
enough about me not
your
liking Shakespeare.
literary
Yeah.
shortcomings. Yeah.
I love Lily Hop. I love this game. It's a ton of fun.
It's missing mushroom missions though.
There are mushrooms in it.
Very good.
There are mushrooms in this. I wouldn't say you go on mushroom missions in Lily Hop, but there are mushrooms. Would you call that a mushroom mission? That sounds like a fly mission to me. I mean, we might be getting into like semantics here, but like,
oh, this is the last Zoe game. This is for the current Button Shy challenge, that is to make a game about dinosaurs that is not about a dinosaur park or dinosaurs fighting each other. And when you're presented with that challenge, you'll notice you're like, huh, how do you even do that?
Is that seriously what the
Yeah.
challenge is? That's hilarious.
With of course, because it's Button Shy with 18 cards.
18 cards.
So to meet that challenge, Zoe says, where you play as dinosaurs playing human games till the end, a semi-cooperative real-time rock, paper, scissors subversion.
Great.
Mush fly mission.
I believe Zoe that it's come up with a solution for that. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Great. Perfect. Solved.
Very good. I like this. How will you enjoy your time?
Amazing. No notes. Ship it. It's done. There's nothing left to give feedback on. This is ready to go.
Right? Alithia? Alinthia? Maybe? Oh, I think this is gonna be our friends. Did they write it to help me know this? Explodey Games? Is that right? Yeah, Explodey Games. There we go. It's at the bottom there. Cooperative or competitive?
We were
modes.
Talking about Explodey Games, and I was trying to remember why that name was sounding familiar to me, and it's because I know about this game, and we were having this whole discussion where it was like, why does Explodey Games sound so familiar? And we couldn't remember if it was like an interaction I had or like it's anything, but like it's because I remember reading about this game a while ago. I feel like
read about it, but you haven't played it.
I have not played it. I feel like it was going to be on Kickstarter at one point.
Well, it does look pretty developed there.
Yeah,
Oh. No, I don't think they got, not this, well, maybe some formatting thing, but not this one. It's still a wall of text on their page. Cool. They're self-publishing and planning their...
I'm like, I feel like this maybe hit, like it might be coming back to crowdfunding. Like they maybe tried to do a Kickstarter and then they pulled it, and then now they might be coming back with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Vine Charmers.
Carlos Lopez and Minnow. Wow, Minnow Talon. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's like Madonna, just one name.
I love it. It's great. Climbing Vine. Yes. Yeah.
If you could see my yard, you'd see vine. I'm a big fan of vines. They're all over my yard, and I'm like, I don't care. I want them to grow everywhere. I'm not going to beat them back. I like ivy. I got an app on my phone to identify plants in my yard, so I'm starting to actually learn the names of the ones that grow in my yard. Cool. Nature puzzle.
Components. A draw bag. Huh.
Well, it makes sense for tile laying, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, another garden game right next door. I'm gonna guess it's Kai Mansell.
Mm-hmm. Try to plant a better vegetable garden than your neighbor. Oh.
It's called like Picture This, the one that I have, Jamie.
See, again, it's another two-player.
Talk about TikTok. No more Vine.
Yeah, R.I.P. Vine.
We
had it so good. We had it. Vine was so good. It didn't deserve to be treated the way it was. Some of the, like, honestly, like, they were onto something, letting people only speak for 7 seconds at a time.
Really, that's the way a lot of them start, and then they keep letting you like add on, right?
Yeah,
like, I sequence them out.
They had something there. Don't be, no.
What?
You were. I'm responding to Jamie's comment about being in denial about filming vines. You fed the content machine the way you needed to. You did the right thing.
This can be a one player.
1 to 2. Oh, my love language.
You're going to be very tired. You have a lot of playtesting to do. You're going to try everything you want to. Harvesting does sound really fun. I've been, at times, I get very addicted to games that are about planting and harvesting, and I've kind of sworn them off at this point because it just wasn't good for my health. For my time management skills.
That was not how I thought that sentence was going to end.
Well, yeah, it took up too much of my time, made it harder, like time I probably should have been spending on self-care. Instead I was planning, like, dealing with Farmville or something like that.
Sure.
In the days when Zynga still existed. I think that's how you pronounced it.
Yeah.
There's another game from Carlos Lopez. This looks very fun.
This looks great.
Like, I've never seen a roll and write that explicitly calls for a highlighter, right?
Does it?
Well, it looks like it does. Like, the picture looks like that. It's definitely using a highlighter.
Is it one player?
Oh.
It
starts at 1 player. Yeah.
1 to 6.
Very cool. Yes, roll and writes are one of my favorite kinds of games. So
I wonder if Carlos is watching this. Today, I believe Postmark Games shared that they are accepting submissions, and their whole thing is like they're like print and play, and if this game is nearing submission, it looks like it could be something they might be interested in. So maybe hit them up.
Hextreme Mandura. Extremadura. Little House board games.
Does it come in a cute little hexagon box like that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just it looks
Where
like
are all
it's
of
a
these
game of
people
a
coming from with these games that are like,
one or two.
well, like not just like one or two, but like also like exactly the kind of games that I gravitate towards. Like this is so exciting. Like a little cute little tile laying like game that you could play solo. Oh, yes, 15 minutes.
Do you
Absolutely.
have a more or less daily practice of playing a solo game?
I mean, I've been way too busy recently um
That would
to
be
play.
like if
I
you
have
could
not
create
played
your ideal life, you would play a solo game
at least
for
once a day. At least
30
once a
minutes a
day.
day or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have not played a board game since like June.
At all? Well, that's not really true. Like maybe not a physical one. You've played
Not a
games with me
physical,
online.
not a physical one. That is
Yeah.
true. Um, but yeah, so I haven't really had a chance to do any solo gaming recently. Um, but I love a good solo game that you can just throw out on the table and knock out and like.
Oh, there's another one that's like from the same company. There you go.
This is such good and bad news for me. If they all come in these little boxes and they're all what? Little House board? Who are you?
I know, and
Who
they're being
who
very
is
cagey. They're not saying their name, just their company name. So actually, it might
this
be
is
a little
new,
bit
right? This is a
difficult.
new attendee, right? Like we don't know
Well,
who this
probably. I've never heard of it before, but and it seems like if this is the way they like to list themselves as a designer, then that's probably
Yeah,
always how it would have
sure.
been, right? So, but yeah, this is like probably posted to the prototype listing in the last day or two.
Yeah. Does that say 0 to 2 for minimum player count? Is this like one of those games that like the AI can
No,
just like run itself? Look at the
it
little
says
thing.
one.
No, look at the thing up next
This?
to the box.
That's weird. But somebody's got to at least move the pieces, though.
Yeah, but well, there was a game that came out, I think, either earlier this year or last year, called "I Guess You've Been Eaten" or "You Might Be Eaten" or something like that. Yeah, so you've been eaten. You can play it with 0 players. Like you can just run it, and the AI will just like compete with itself.
Just see what happens.
Yeah,
And is that is it fun? Is that the fun of it? Is just to see the weird
I
things
don't
that
know.
happen?
It's probably fun for somebody, but um, yeah, no, that's like a thing that they like talked about when they were doing the marketing for it. That like you could play it for 0 to 2 players. Um,
Oh, here's another one. So there's at least 3 of these. ISO. I think this might be the last one. I kind of remember
oh
seeing
my
this at the
god!
top
And
of the
it's like
list at a moment.
CMYK colored.
And it's got
Shut up.
it's cubes. It looks like 3D cubes.
Shut up. No. Oh no.
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds really
well,
cool.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to track this person down and um
Yeah, this one goes up to a higher player count than the others.
that's fine.
But it still is a solo option.
It's still checking off every box
Oh,
for me.
it's
And
Jamie's
fight
game.
sequence. Yes. Yes, yes. Ton of fun. Ton of fun. Good to see fight sequence back. Um
On screen top. This is a really fun picture.
that is fun. That layout looks good. I didn't realize How many pictures can we upload?
A total of 9, if you're okay with different shapes. 3 of
Oh.
each shape. Yeah, so some square, some that are sort of more like portrait that would work. They're the sizes that would work well for social sharing, because you see,
Sure.
you can do this.
Yeah.
And it will make a nice version of the.
Put a nice
I'm
version
not logged
on
in, so it's not going to let you see.
Twitter.com.co.uk.
Yeah, so this one has been in development for a long time, and it's a 2-player only game. It's in that category as well.
Yeah, this is a ton of fun. Does like really fun, unique things with like the card battler format. I think I played it twice, two or three times at this point, and it's great every time.
RWBY.
Ruby.
I don't know what that is. Do you?
I think it's an anime.
Okay.
But also has a board game based on it as well.
This is a game of Jonathan's that he's brought before. It's a very popular anime.
That is a genre that I'm super out of the loop on.
Yes.
No, you could try, but I can almost guarantee I'm going to bounce off it super hard. not my sauce. We could try, but yeah, it is like, yeah, I know it has like a very, very dedicated and intense fan base. First season is only an hour and a half. What? How is that possible? Are the episode's like 5 minutes long?
Well, it would be like
Oh, it's the creators of Red versus Blue? I don't think I knew that.
I don't know what that is either. You do, though.
It was like, yeah, it was like a series that like they did like screen capture from Halo, like that, like the multiplayer Halo multiplayer, and they like did like voiceovers for the I did not know that about Ruby, that it was the Red versus Blue people.
This one is a party game type game. Interesting. Black Flag.
Yeah. Speaking of like extremely litigious IPs and people who will come after you, the band Black Flag, they
the band. Okay.
Yeah,
do you think that that's even what this is about, or it's just?
Oh, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. But this game will need a name change if it goes to publication.
Got it.
Yeah, they are. Ooh, they are very protective of their brand.
Interesting. It's a very generic term. Maybe that's why they're so protective of it.
I think maybe because they're like,
but it's
old
piratey.
and rich, and but the flag is. This is kind of reminding me of the flags they make in Our Flag Means Death during the scene. I think it's like in the first episode where they do like a flag making contest, and they're like all stitching together like the flag that's going to be on their pirate ship. It's kind of reminding me of that. This is fun. Asymmetric tactical 1v1 game.
Oops. Another one of those.
Another one of what?
Another one of those 2-player games.
Oh, what? Yeah, 2-player game. Yeah.
So it's got a map and cards. Sand Hunters.
Ooh, is this on playingcards.io?
Say that again?
It kind of looks like it's on playingcards.io. That looks like the PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Two sand hunters wrestle for control over a shared deck of dreams from an unsuspecting sleeper. Those are like three three things that like I don't like. What is a sand hunter? What is a deck of dreams? And what is an unsuspecting sleeper?
You need to know these things.
What is happening? Action programming and area control. Cool. Yeah, I have to gotta play the game to find out. That is like the ultimate lead in. As the nightmare, a player wants to take away influence from fantasy. What is happening in this game?
It's a very
interesting. Cool.
Unique and creative sort of thing. Yeah. As I was saying, unique.
It's got a unique theme.
Mm-hmm. Good kitties. From Emily Vincent. Bent on ruling. So this reminds me of kitties bent on ruling the world. Reminds me of recently seen movie League of Super Pets. The villain in that movie is a guinea pig, and it's pretty funny. Very good.
Oh, this sounds fun.
Okay.
Drop the dog AI.
You're making our list longer, Drunsoft.
Campaign with missions. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. This one sounds familiar. Has this one been at... No, I'm glad you'll be in there. Good job getting it in on time. Has this one been at Protospiel Online before? Because the name sounds familiar, though the art doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, Justin. I think Justin has been, but I don't think this game has been.
I think this might be the game.
It was.
It's the semi-cooperative. It's just this is new art.
Yeah, Jamie is saying it was at the previous Protospiel.
Okay. The one in April.
That art is looking like that's like production level art. Is this like? I wonder if this is like about to be kickstarted or it's like with a publisher or something. Yeah, it's like really.
I don't think it is, but maybe they have somebody on their team that
like
can make really cool art. Or maybe this is AI art. Actually,
no, it's too good to be AI art. It looks like a human because it's like expressive and the person is like reacting to something. Like the AI art can't do that yet.
What do they say here? Either looking for a publisher or self-publishing. Planning to crowdfund.
It used to be called Skybounder.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it's too good to be AI art.
It's me. So
this
might mean we're getting close to the end if Derwent's been posting during the stream. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a Pressure Luck Feast game. It's kind of a lot of people can
2 to 8. I don't
A
even know that many people. Are you serious? Who are you, a president? How are you? Who are you playing with? Who are you playing games with 8 people with? Holy cow!
Oh, Justin's here. That's the artist name, Pietro Bastos.
Oh wow, cool.
But yeah, pressure luck of trying to avoid the poison. Oh, oops. David knows 8 people. Well, maybe not in his hometown anymore.
not I don't.
I think 8 people you know are here with you right now, by the way.
Yeah, we could pull it together. We could fill up most of a table for feast or Taste for the King. I still haven't played this, and this is another one where it's like everything in the description is like checking off a box for me, and I still haven't played this.
I've played it twice now too, so I'm stealing it all from you. But I don't think you were doing the Hanabi style open hand. Like, you mentioned it as a thing that was like the first time I played it, but the second time I played it, it had been taken out, I think, and so now you're putting it back.
Hanabi style meaning like you're looking at the backs of the cards you're holding.
Like, yeah, you can't see them, but everybody you're playing with can see them, and I think this game may be getting kind of like that Hanabi concept. You can do it in tabletops, but I think it probably feels a lot different in a virtual tabletop than it would in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if when you try to play test it on a virtual tabletop, something doesn't come through and people give you the feedback that they don't like it, but when you've done it in person, it's worked, or there's something you're chasing from that experience that you want to keep. I'm not sure, but centrally is the pressure luck, and it's sort of a bingo. And it's a light enough game that you could play it as a like a party game at the level of like Sheriff of Nottingham or something like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was gonna say it's 10 minutes to teach and 60 to play, so it's like not a complicated game probably, but like
it's kind of a bingo. You're kind of trying to fill out your meal bingo card with the things you're collecting from.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
What you're putting out there.
Awesome.
F words. Oh, this is also is a new game from Justin that wasn't here last time, I think. Oh, wow.
That's fun. That feels like a game that should exist already, but doesn't. Like, doesn't that feel like...
It's like a mashup between something like Balderdash and...
Yeah.
Except it's not... There's no true definition in the whole... It has to be an actually made-up word, right? With an actually made-up definition.
Oh, that is... That's really good. That's clever.
Oh, F is for fake. Fake words and wacky definitions. Poor David. No sleep for you this weekend.
I know. It's fine.
Yeah, I've spent more time looking up to see if words are... But see, maybe the opposite would be the problem with this game. Like, that is a real word. There's really a word. I need to look that up to make sure it's not in the dictionary now. I'm curious to know.
That's really funny.
If there are if it has the same kind of makeup of tiles as Scrabble, or if it purposefully has absurd, like way more cues and stuff like that.
I feel like you would need a fairly similar distribution in order for the words to at least seem convincing. But I don't know.
That does sound... This game does sound really fun.
Sounds really good.
I think like in my day to day or what games I play the most of, I play more hobby games at this point, but I have family members that want to play games and they're not really able to get hobby games. They're too overwhelming for
Yeah.
them. And so games like this are needed in my
Yeah.
Blart is what very frequently in web comics, even though it's not a real word.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa, what's happening?
Oh. I know what's happening. I know what this is. This is Fish or Fire. This is another one that is like it's so simple and it feels like it should have been done already, but it like is a ton of fun. It plays with it's kind of like a riff on Skull,
Okay.
but it has this extra um like table I'm gonna do a horrible job explaining this very good game. There's like you know how like in Skull you reveal you're like kind of secretly putting down your cards like stacked on top of each other
Mhm.
in front of you.
Okay.
In this, you are putting them down in like a public area, and there's a pawn that is like imagine like you're building out like a map of sorts, like with these face down tiles, and there's a pawn that's on top of one of them. When you say like your reveal, like you do in Skull, like I think I can find 4 fish. Everybody, same thing happens. Everybody goes around and they say whether or not they're going to bid up or pass. When it comes to doing the actual reveal, you have to the cards that you flip over, you have to like follow a path with the pawn. So like there's this
That is different every time, preset?
no, you decide where the pawn goes, but it has to go in like I think it can go adjacent and diagonal, if I'm remembering
Okay.
correctly. Um, but there's like
Okay,
it's
so are you saying that, like, if 4 of us were playing and we each have 4 tiles that are from our, like, what would be in Skull, your 4 coasters or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
One of them has fire on it, let's
One of I
say?
think yeah, one of the I think you have 4 and I think one has fire and the other
Do
3
you
have
and you
fish.
lay them out and you make, like, a tile you make a pond, like, with all of your tiles. Do yours
Yeah.
have to be next to your own? Or you
No,
can just put them
I
out
think you could play
anywhere?
them anywhere. They
But
just
you
have
know
to
they're
be
yours because, like, once you flip them over, they're your color or something like that, so you can get them back.
yeah, you know they're
Okay.
yours because I think the backs on them are
Okay.
unique to your player color. So I think you always
Okay.
know who played what, but you don't know what's on the other side. And like one of the fish is like I think one of the fish cards you have is a double fish. Um, so
Okay.
that makes things kind of fun because you can like
Mhm.
in Skull like
It's like
it's all
3
like it's
it's
three
3
roses
roses
on a
in 1
skull.
skull? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like imagine Skull, but like one of your roses is like a double rose that counts for like when you flip it, it counts for 2. It's just like it's very
Okay.
it's similar to Skull in that it's really hard to explain to people. And
But
when you
once you're playing it, it's, like, very obvious.
it's very yeah, like it takes like
Mhm.
playing a turn of it to like understand why it's a game. Like when you explain Skull to people, they're like, "This isn't a game. This is like
What do
what
you
are we
mean?
doing?" But is there still a spatial? I assume so. I assume there's still a spatial. I mean, I think Matthew is still in the chat, so he can answer that. But like, yeah, I can't. That feels like a pretty important part of the game. I would be surprised if the spatial element went away. Um, and there's bonefish. The bonefish are fun. Like they react differently when the pawn gets placed on them if you flip them over. There's all like the
Yeah.
spatial thing is so cool. Um, it's great. Fish for Fire is great. I know, like I just like barfed a bunch of like words at people, and like half the chat probably has no clue what I just said, but like, it's cool. It's really
I've
good.
never played it before, and I think I have a picture in my head now, so I can stand in for them and say, I think you pretty much got it.
This is Jamie. That oops. I think when I played it with Matthew at the last Protospiel, I think I mentioned like that I could see a version where you swap out the bonefish with like a different like special ability fish in each game. I could sense the hesitation in Matthew's voice when like he was like very kindly like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like I could sort of,
I'll consider it.
I could sense the panic of it becoming another Lily Hop with like a million variations.
Just barely
Russian
submitted in
Doll.
time. This one I've played at least twice. This one's been coming back a lot. This one's still a trick taker with sort of a Russian doll stacking mechanic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not.
Well, I think
I don't see trick taking anymore. Did you take that away?
Well, I think Heather, we were in that playtest where Tanner was like kind of thinking about maybe tossing the trick taking aspect of it. I think we were playing it together, and that came up.
I'm not sure if I was there.
It's done. It's not a trick taker anymore.
Kick the habit of taking tricks. I mean, teach their own, Tanner, but good on ya.
It's regardless of whether or not it has the trick taking, like I personally really
the stacking
enjoy
of the dolls.
The stacking thing is really fun. So I'm super excited to see where this has gone, and how it builds on that part of it, because that was always, personally, when I played it, I enjoyed the stacking part more than the trick taking. So I'm excited to see where this is.
Yeah,
now.
Well, I'm very curious to try it now because I saw it as its old form. Very curious to see what difference this makes. Yeah.
Flip Control, working title.
Yes, we'll try. We have a lot of shifts to cover this time around, so we'll see if we're both available at the same time.
We have a lot of
Sometimes
shifts to cover, and apparently I have like 18 adorable two-player games that are singing their siren song to me. Area control tying like.
So this is a new one of yours that I don't think we've seen before. Okay, tiling area control. Oh no, your video's unavailable. Sorry, I don't think we're going to be able to fix it either, unfortunately, unless you can fix it from your end.
Yeah, unless it's like set to private or something.
Yeah, if you set it to private and you can undo. Yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah.
It should work if it's unlisted. Like, you don't have to go all the way public if you don't want it to be. So unlisted should work.
So let's see, you say flip and rotate tiles from a starting setup. Cool. And how many players is this again? 2 players again. Are you driving the? Everybody is talking.
I pulled that up. I got distracted by the chat. Yeah, this looks
I
cool.
see. we got an update. My party didn't work out for you. And yeah.
Look, we've all been there.
So the video is not unlisted.
What's up?
Derwent says don't know why the
oh shoot.
Video isn't working. It's too bad. Wario is number 1, not Waluigi. Yeah, this is Curious to see how it works. Looks like it's
Yeah,
got
again, like
some.
another game that's like super early in development, but
Yeah, and that's one thing that I do think is kind of a Protospiel thing. Like there are a lot of people who like really early games that they can help the designer decide the direction for at that. They're shapeable and moldable, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a headache inducing video.
No, I bet it's not.
I still need to try this one too, Tanner.
You haven't played the. Oh, wow! I almost dropped. I got so excited, I almost dropped my microphone. Um,
There's a game called Tasty Humans that is about monsters eating humans and their body parts like falling into their stomach and sort of like making Tetris shapes and stuff. And this game that game is really fun actually. This game reminds me of that game, so I want to try it.
I've played this once and I really enjoyed it. It has like a kind of like a not physics driven take on like Plinko. So like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
food kind of drops down. It's all like kind of determined by like dice rolls and things instead of gravity. But like landing, you have to like get your goblin to like land under the food so it falls in their mouth. It's really fun.
Oh, and I mean, yeah, hearing that it's got like Plinko or Pachinko or whatever going on. When I was a kid and that was on The Price is Right. I remember just always being like mesmerized by that game. Like, oh my god, where's it gonna fall? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, and the art's really fun.
Yeah, it looks very finished at this point.
I think
nice
Tanner
polished
did all the art and graphic design for it.
And like a good polished like digital version of it too. Looks very organized and nicely laid out. So that's cool. Okay, that's the last one.
Is it really? Are we done?
Yeah.
No way. Wow, that actually that was
Yeah,
not
you
too
were
much
rushing me
later than I expected.
along when I was answering the question, but it wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad.
We're at the 2-hour mark, which is like a pretty normal stream length.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if anybody does have any questions before we go. I know we have a lot of new people joining us this time because of tabletop mentorship program people. The game won't leave you. Well, we gotta find a home for it, Tanner. Yes, you all made it with us to the end. Let me turn this off. You can go to bigger screen. But yeah, so if you have any questions, you can say them now. We can answer them. I can just kind of spew out some common answers that I know a lot of people seem to get confused about, like these listings that we were just looking at. This is not how you gather your playtesters at all. It's just something for us to be able to show here and to look back on in the future, like, oh, that was the first time that I brought it to Protospiel Online. Kind of like, it's just kind of a time capsule for us. And you'll actually be making calls for playtesters if you've never done it before through the Looking for the Game post, which will create a post directly into our Discord, and you'll be together in a voice channel with the moderator. You'll be giving thumbs up to the game you want to play, to say like, I'm here, I raised my hand to play this right now. And then once the group has formed, you'll go away from LFG and play together in a private channel. So it's kind of difficult to describe verbally, and it's also difficult to make a visual aid for it because it's only in our server and everybody's names are in our server, and I don't want to show like for privacy reasons, I don't want to show what our actual server looks like in streams and videos and stuff. So we're going to have to do some kind of mock-up or something where I can blur things out if we ever want to have a visual representation of this. But I will promise you, because you have a moderator with you, they will help you understand what's going on and direct you where to go after you do it once it feels pretty natural. So don't worry about it too much.
We did get one question. Is it okay if I don't get around to testing flip control? Yeah, absolutely. Like you can you can put as many games as you want in the thing with like the intention of playing them, and if it doesn't come around to it, or you're like, I actually don't want to test that anymore, or I think I want to work on it a little more, you don't have to play any of the games you put in the thing.
Right.
So don't feel pressured to do that.
What is Gib confetti? Give? Does that just mean give me confetti? Okay. Got it. Oh, so and wait.
Did you miss the confetti? I turned it on.
I did see it. Okay.
Okay.
They were asking for it and you did do it.
I delivered.
Okay. Okay, good. Because that's why I was laughing. I'm like, it says, does that mean give confetti? Okay, moving on. I didn't do it at all. Why would it
What?
be? Why would it be that? I don't get the. I don't get the connection. Why? What does GIB stand for? Something that means blow up or grenade
in
or
Doom it might.
Okay. Gives for the blood splatter effect. Okay.
Got it.
With everybody here, we'll get there eventually, I guess.
I'm feeling much better today. This is like one of my favorite events that we do, like the going through this thing. So like, yeah, it's way easier to go through this than it is to like handle the the spreadsheet and all of the stuff for Wheel of Names.
The Wheel of Names. Yes.
Yeah, this is a way easier stream, and it's also I personally enjoyed this one more, but they're both fun.
That one has a lot more moving parts, right?
Yeah.
This is just more chill, just the two of us on camera and people in chat. It's like not a lot to manage, not a lot of going back and forth.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people in chat.
We think we have a better way to make it less stressful for the wheel next time too. So hopefully it will be. You won't see David's crazy eyes like, it's okay, guys, it's okay.
Yeah.
So it like broke on you right before you needed to use it last time, right? And you were kind of like scrambling to get it fixed.
Yeah, I mean, it does that.
Yeah, it's stressful
most of the time. But yeah, we figured out like a pretty critical way we could be doing it differently. That works much better.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
you're right too, David. I think 17 might be a record for us watching.
We hit like 22 at one point.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot for us.
Yeah.
Well, it's because everybody's excited for Protospiel tomorrow. You're paying attention to it being time to do this, so that makes sense. That's when our most attended stream happens. But we love having you all with us, and we are going to do some more streaming. We're at the very least going to be coming back to do Protospiel Tested a couple times a month. We just took a break over the summer, especially because David was moving cross country, and actually also Danny and Ashley, who play with us a lot, were also moving. So it was just a very crazy busy summer.
Yeah.
But we will be doing them again soon. And actually we have something that I'll actually, since we're on stream and people are listening, I'll give a shout out. Then I think the next one we'll be doing will be Shattered Nexus, or I might be saying that wrong. It might be Scattered Nexus. I always get those words mixed up, but it's on Kickstarter right now. And this was something that was tested, I think, all the way back in around 2020. Let me find the Kickstarter page and I can share it in the chat. But it's a really cool project that is about it's doing a lot of mashups with indie comics. So let me actually share it on my screen just a second. Back to sharing my screen. Put it up. But yeah, it has different comic artists that are all kind of like this all got stitched together into these kind of games that we're talking about a lot, and it's been tested at Protospiel Online. So we're excited to feature this since it's on Kickstarter, and it won't be on Kickstarter anymore by the time we're able to do it on Protospiel Tested. So that's why I kind of bring it up now while we're streaming, because it's live for now for just a few more days until the end of August. So yeah. Yeah, so excited for Eli Baird, who's been managing that, and I think it's been crowdfunded before on Game Crafter, but now it's actually on Kickstarter. So yeah, so come back and play with us too. We like to be able to talk to you when we're streaming, and thanks for joining us this time too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. At Gen Con Online, like way back in the day, probably around when it was being tested at Protospiel Online.
Am I going to be up for a bit longer? Probably not.
Now you know you need to sleep.
I've got to get up
plenty of energy for all these games.
To run a bunch of. I've got to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow before we open up, so I should probably try to get some sleep. It's gonna be a weekend.
It's gonna be a fun weekend.
It's gonna be a fun weekend.
It's for good reasons. It's not like sleepless nights. It's like staying up all night with your friends, right?
Yeah.
Con tiredness.
Yeah, well, but I probably should go to bed soon.
Well, before you do that, any other questions? I don't want to hang up on anybody if they have something to ask, but it seems like you haven't asked any questions, so we're probably ready to close up shop. Meeple sheep. Count your meeple sheep.
Cool.
Bye, friends. Well, and we'll see you. Okay, tomorrow we open at noon Eastern, and nothing will happen, like right then. That's when it will open. That's when the moderator will be there. That's when LFG will open. That's when Coffee Talk will open. And we do have, I guess, one other quick announcement to say. You can see it in the Discord server. The events like during the convention, our special guests are going to be there every day between 4 and 6 Eastern. The first day is Monique, Game Freak Geek. The second day is Nikki Valens. And the third day is Crystal Dax. And we'll just be... They're not going to be doing presentations or anything. They'll just be there hanging out, talking about whatever people want to talk about in Coffee Talk. But we have most of the weekend, it's just open socialization. But during their times, some of those times, they have topics to guide the conversation to get started, like with Coffee Topics that we used to do. But, they're also just there to talk and visit, and it's very casual, like drop in, drop out conversation. It's not like a presentation about the topics. But can you remember, right, it's creating authentic work is Crystal's, and building meaningful relationships in tabletop industry is Monique's.
So there's Monique's. Okay. And then on Saturday, we've got Nikki for drop-in discussion. And then Sunday is Crystal for creating authentic work. Yeah.
Yes, we will play so many games soon. It's true. Yes, so very excited to see you all tomorrow. We'll be playing lots of games. Good night, everybody.
Good night.